How you decided to go on Crusade to Mountains?
See, talking about Crusade to Mountains, it wasn't something that was planned. It was something that I I just realized was meant to happen. When I bought Larla, my very first motorcycle, I realized that now it is the right time to go on an adventure to somewhere on a trail which is really adventurous but close to me. But wait a minute, before starting with this story, why don't we start with the question, what is Crusade to Mountains? Because that is the real important question. And see, when I say what is Crusade to Mountains, we need to understand that the word crusade comes from the Crusaders who went on a holy journey to capture the place of Jerusalem. And that is how I viewed my adventure, my experience, because in this whole journey, first thing that I expected from it was going to be a transformation of me. I was going to learn certain things. That was the very first expectation. And secondly, I was going to capture a challenge that I have decided for myself. That were the two most important things. And with this idea in my mind, I thought this is the perfect name, Crusade to Mountains. And this name gave this journey a complete meaning.
How you decided to go on Crusade to Mountains?
See, now if we talk about how I decided to go on this journey of Crusade to Mountains, it is a very simple answer. I thought that now is the time, now is the right time to go on this journey where I can see what are the limits to my potential, how much I can push myself. Because when I'm going to local places nearby, Surinsur or Devi Pindi, don't get me wrong, they are adventurous, but I want to see if on some long routes I can keep that same stamina, that same spirit alive or not. And that was the whole point. And I wanted to see how much I can evolve. What are the things that I can learn from this experience? And then I started with this journey and I completely planned with planning, and eventually all the things fell in place.
Did you face any obstacles by peers and relatives?
See, talking about peers and relatives, yes, for sure. Although peers don't give you a lot of pressure, relatives do. And I'm not criticizing their perspective. At the very first point, I would say their care up to a certain point is genuine. They don't want you to go into some dangerous place. They don't want you to fall into the domain of chaos where things can go wrong at any certain point of time. And for sure, when I'm telling you, Kashmir route is really hard, filled with a lot of dangerous places. But my perspective was that I need to go into unexplored territory and see what kind of potential I have in that domain, how I will evolve in that domain, and that can only be done when you take up certain risks and challenge yourself. That was my perspective. But I see that you can't explain everything to everyone. So what basically I did, I tried up to certain point, but if they got it, it's fine. But mostly people were disappointed with me, and I was okay with that after a certain point of time, because I thought maybe the actions would define it. Because when you do something, your actions speak louder than your words, and that was my whole perspective when I started this journey.
What was the journey like for you?
So when I talk about this journey, I just can't explain this whole journey in just one single film. But I would try my best to explain in one single film. Talking about Crusade to Mountains, it was probably one of the best travel experiences I had in my life, even though I was going to a familiar place, Kashmir, to which I probably had gone in every summer vacations, since it's my hometown, my ancestral house is there. But this time it was different. I was on my own, and when I went through these routes, starting from here, Jammu, it was a bit anxious for me, honestly speaking, because I was on a motorcycle all by myself. But throughout the route, I was just constantly boosting my morale by speaking some words of encouragement and talking about the route. It was risky as hell. Secondly, I was having my new motorcycle with me. I don't wanted any kind of dent or any kind of scratch to fall on it. So I rode it very safely. But at certain times you have to give in to your extent and instincts, and at those points I was like, maybe this is the right path and this is the wrong, and in that way I maneuvered through that journey. And honestly, there were points when it was so dangerous, when it was getting so harsh for me, especially after Udhampur. The track was really batched crazy, and when it rained in Patnitop, thank God that I took the wisdom advice of my parents when they said that stay in Patnitop and take the remaining route the next day, because after that batshit crazy rain I wasn't able to continue. And luckily I stopped there and I had booked the hotel room, and the next day when I started refreshed because I was really tired. But through all that experience, I was enjoying in a way. Although in that moment, in that period, there was pain involved as well. But along with that pain, there were certain memories being made, and that was crazy. And when I entered Kashmir, there were so many more adventures, like going back to your ancestral village, enjoying the cousin's wedding, which was so phenomenal, so nice, and filled with a lot of colorful memories. Spicy memories, I would say that at the end of the day, when I look at those memories nostalgically, I just feel, wow, that was a time well spent. And coming back was also a lot of fun. Like, it was batshit crazy. Completing the whole journey in just one day made me think that, yeah, probably I have evolved a bit. And this was how my journey could be described in a small, precise way.
Did this crusade taught you something?
See, I would be giving you an incomplete answer if I would say that it just taught me about how much potential I have within myself. For sure, physically it enhanced my potential, psychologically it explained me that there is so much potential space stored within me. But at the same time, I realized other things as well. For example, there were certain shortcomings within my lifestyle, in my day-to-day lifestyle, that I wasn't able to recognize when I was living here in Jammu. But when I went out there on a journey, because when you go out on an adventure, you are looking at your life from a bird point of view, and at that point I realized that there are so many things in my life that I am doing in a wrong way, maybe spending my money or talking about relationship maintenance with other people in my life, and a lot of things that I need to get in order. And those things I realized only on that journey, because when that anxiety began to close within me, and when I was on ride and I couldn't just sideline that anxiety, I examined it and I realized that, man, there are a lot of things that need to be get in order if I need to live a proper lifestyle. So coming back, I have learned humility. I have learned to observe things. I am trying to get myself much better. So for sure, I learned a lot from this journey, both psychologically and in the way of evolving myself through this journey. There was a lot to be learned.
What are the memories of this crusade that you will cherish when you will look back at it nostalgically?
Oh, talking about nostalgia, for sure, there are so many great, nice, spicy and colorful memories of the ride itself, like going through those muddy terrains. It was nice looking back at that memory in a nostalgic way. It was really nice. The wedding itself and everything was really nice. But at the same time, those lessons and those little nuggets of wisdom which we can easily forget as human beings, I want to remember those as well. So my whole approach towards keeping these memories is that I don't forget with time the things that are most important to remember, and those are the lessons learned. Apart from that, I would say the memories of that ride and the all the fun that we had in that wedding, just waking up late night, dancing like batshit crazy, and just enjoying all the traditions. Honestly, I was enjoying the traditions for the very first time in so nice way that I just forgot everything apart from that wedding. So indeed, there are a lot of nostalgic memories for me in this journey, and yeah, this was a beautiful journey for me. And in this manner, I think that perhaps in future I would be doing a lot of such more adventure journeys that would help me to understand more about life, about myself, because it is when we go out in the unknown we get to know more about ourselves. It is in the chaos that we find a lot of ourselves which has been lost once again. And with this being said, I would like to say, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and for more such adventure experiences, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, enjoy, have fun, and peace.